Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys about Leroy's whole story as we know it before he came to the barn. So Leroy's story starts with text messaging. So, my trainer's friend, who's also a trainer, has a lesson kid. This lesson kid tells this trainer about a horse and tells them about something along the lines of a horse is at our facility and we don't take care of him and he's left to starve, and from a kid, so obviously it's a little different. Long story short, the word gets out about this to my trainer's friend, and my trainer's friend tells my trainer. Now the moment my trainer hears about this type of situation going on, she immediately gets the trailer and hauls out to wherever these people live. Now my trainer gets to this facility and she sees there's more than one horse. I think there's about two. So she sees a horse. This horse is clearly fed, clearly taken care of, and then she looks in the pasture and sees another horse, Leroy, and she sees that he was left in the pasture to starve in the middle of winter, which is extremely sad. And she sees him and she immediately knows she's taking this horse home. She gets him out of the pasture, and apparently without anything at all, no lead rope, no halter, he walks straight in that trailer, no hesitation. And that just goes to show you that they know what is going on. He knew that they were there to rescue him. He gets in there, then she gets a makeshift halter on him, and they head to our barn. So Leroy was rescued November 18th last year. After he got to the barn, they got him into a stall, and my trainer got his teeth done, his feet done, all the stuff. And so when the dentist came out, they actually found that he had but he had some broken teeth from eating rocks trying to survive. So he was chewing rocks, obviously not eating them, spitting them out, and that was making his teeth crack and break. Well, after they get everything sorted out in his mouth, and obviously I'm assuming his feet were probably pretty long, because you could tell this was not like I left this horse out a couple weeks ago type situation. This was over lots of time, which is really sad because he got to watch the other horse get fed. He just had to watch and hope that one day he would get food, which is just heartbreaking to me. I want to preface this by saying he was lots of fur, no weight, and you could see his bones through this thick of coat, winter coat, because when they are left to starve or if they can't get food in winter, what horses do is they compensate the weight loss and the lack of muscle and get some and use that and create fluff, because their muscle keeps them warm in winter, but if they don't have muscle then they need to compensate, so they get extra fluffy. But when he got to the barn, everyone immediately started to love him because he's just an amazing horse. He is super sweet, super respectful, and doesn't do anything bad. When he first got there, I actually had a lesson the next Tuesday. They got him on November 18th, which was a Sunday, and I got there and I actually saw his first ever ride, and when he got named Leroy. So I was there when he was named, and his previous name was Hidalgo. Now he's Leroy, of course. But so obviously I was there, I saw him, but I never thought I would get a horse, at least not yet, not at 14 at the time. But little did I know. But yeah, so I saw him and I knew he was special. I knew about his past and I felt bad for him and all the stuff that you normally would feel. But my mom really became attached to him, and she said that he looked into her soul, and we all knew this was meant to be, and everything fell into place. A couple months later I found out that I was getting a horse for my 15th birthday after I fell off for the first time, so that is quite the 15th birthday story if you ask me. But we found out all that, and of course since he's a rescue, my dad wanted to get obviously Coggins and get his DNA results and get his blood tested, just because you never know, especially with rescues. Obviously everything was good and we got him. I had my first ride on him. I fast forward a couple months later, and I was walking into the barn one night and I looked at him still in his previous spot where he was, and I noticed this marking on him, and we soon realized we had one of my friends that has a razor shave off the layers of fur he had from not being fed, and we found out he has a marking, and it's a JP which was not on the Coggins, but that was because there was no way you could have ever seen it. It was clearly not a very good brand, and clearly wasn't done correctly, and clearly was probably very painful. I skipped forward a little bit, but the whole time, especially at the beginning with Leroy, the picture we got of him, the one picture that these people gave us, was a picture of him respecting the kids because there were kids on him, but the bit that he had was not a good bit at all. And this relates to the story because it took me a good solid 30 minutes to get this horse bridled with a normal egg butt snaffle, because he had so much trauma from the bit he had in his mouth, and how it was basically razors, which is really gross to me. I don't know how you sell those bits, but upwards of 30 minutes to get this horse bridled, because he would shake his head around and just throw a whole fit to try to not get a bit in his mouth, thinking it would be bad. What we did was we would get the bit in and he would immediately get a treat, so positive reinforcement, and that has worked. A year later, he will just open his mouth for you, take the bit, and I will still give him a treat. So he also is a super good neck reiner, so it leads me to believe that they did some sort of barrels or reining or something of that sort, because he definitely knows what barrels are and you know what to do. I do think he did do barrels at some point, but he neck reins like butter. You put the reins on there and he will just listen and move off that light pressure, which is super cool to me. And I even rode him bridleless, which was super duper fun. Over the past year, he was actually scared to go over poles at the beginning. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's different. So he went from being scared of poles, and now he's jumping regular cross rails, which is super amazing to me. And he has gone to 2 horse shows this past year, one in August, one in October, and they've been Western, and he's done really well. He definitely has speed in him, but I mean, he's not the fastest, and the reason why they left him was because they didn't think he was fast enough because he was 17. He's 18 now. He has birthday with us, his golden birthday. Golden birthday because we don't know exactly when he was born, but obviously with teeth you can estimate how old they are. So we're estimating 17, 18, but we don't want to make him older. So he's 17, now he's 18. His birthday was November 18th, aka the day he came last year. I don't know, I really don't understand how you could do that to any animal, but just seeing it and, you know, understanding what he went through really breaks my heart. And you can see it in their eyes. You can see he's been through a lot, and I feel like that's why I baby him so much, because I don't want him to have to ever go through anything difficult. But you know what? He is a tough pony, and he has been through a lot. He's a survivor, and a lot of horses unfortunately also are. And those horses tend to be the best ones. He's like loving, caring, he's so sweet. He'll nuzzle your head. It's absolutely adorable. And it just breaks my heart how you could even do that and just go out and see another horse and look at him every day and be like, oh, he doesn't need this. But the first time that he was also rode was bareback, and he was perfect, and that leads me to believe that he did have some sort of people who loved him. He was not born at that barn. I think he definitely was loved by somebody, and somebody cared for him before they got him. And you know, it really sucks to not know his history. I feel like there's gotta be somebody out there who knows his history. It's just a matter of looking hard enough. Truly is the best boy. I mean, I've taken him on trails, I've ridden him bareback, bridleless, in a halter. I've taken him to 2 shows, I've taken him galloping, I've taken him jumping, barrels. He just is so good and literally does it all, and is just so perfect. And it just amazes me how he's gone through so much, but yet he's still such a nice horse and really tries his best. But yeah, and he actually does have rope scars on the back of his legs, and it is really sad. They're healed, and like when we first got him, they were like scabs. So I really am wondering if maybe he was tied up at some point for a long period of time, because that is what the Mexicans tend to do, because that is where he came from. He came from a Mexican family, which is not saying anything, but that's just where he came from. And you know, they had to do dancing horses and things like that. Not saying every Mexican does, but you know. That's basically Leroy's story before he got to the barn, before we found out everything. Sometimes I really wish horses could tell you, because you can see it in their eyes, but you'll never really know what happened unless somebody in detail tells you. But it really does. I really wish that he could talk sometimes, because I really want to know what happened to him. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Leroy's story, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!